Lawsuits, policy changes, and regulatory smackdowns. Oh my. But in our industry, we call that Thursday. It's Thursday, July 23rd, and this is your Trichomes Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the trichomes.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First today, earlier this week, we reported that investors are highly interested in Arizona once adult use cannabis is legalized, but a lawsuit is now looking to halt recreational cannabis legalization. A group opposed to legalized recreational cannabis in Arizona filed a lawsuit to halt an initiative that would allow adults in the state to possess up to 1 ounce of adult use cannabis. The lawsuit challenges the 100-word summary of the Smart and Safe Arizona Act, saying it misleads voters about key provisions of the initiative. Voters see the summary when they sign petitions to qualify an initiative for the ballot. The lawsuit was filed by several voters belonging to a group called Arizonans for Health and Public Safety, a political committee opposed to legalizing cannabis. The challenge to the legalization initiative claims the summary of the proposal failed to tell voters who signed petitions that the proposed law would cover more potent forms of cannabis, doesn't specifically say that a 16% tax on cannabis sales can't be increased by the legislator, and changes state law on driving under the influence. The lawsuit will be heard in the coming weeks under expedited scheduling orders.
Next, the FDA has released preliminary guidance for cannabis pharmaceutical research. According to Ganjapreneur, in the preliminary U.S. Food and Drug Administration guidance on cannabis research released Tuesday, clinical researchers would be allowed to use any cannabis from any source in studies so long as it's classified as industrial hemp, which contains less than 0.3% THC. Researchers seeking cannabis over the hemp threshold would still need to obtain it from the National Institute on Drug Abuse Drug Supply Program, grown at the University of Mississippi at the National Center for Natural Products Research. The proposed rules hold cannabis to the same regulatory standards as any other botanical raw material, botanical drug substance, or botanical drug product, and researchers are expected to provide quantitative data regarding phytochemicals that are present in the proposed product, including but not limited to cannabinoids, terpenes, and flavonoids. FDA Principal Deputy Commissioner Amy Abernathy said it is critical that the agency does what it can to support the science needed to develop new drugs from cannabis. The non-binding document also outlines processes for using liquids, capsules, and other delivery systems in drug trials, which mirror the agency's already existing policies for other botanical drugs. For a link to upload your comments and to see the draft guidance document, visit this story under the Morning Buzz section on trichomes.com.
And last up today, a cannabis company in Nevada is facing hefty fines and got stripped of its licenses. According to MJ Biz Daily, the newly installed Nevada Cannabis Compliance Board took swift action at its first meeting by penalizing vertically integrated operator CW Nevada for a range of regulatory violations. According to the Las Vegas Review-Journal, the board and CW Nevada agreed to a settlement regarding an alleged 21 violations of state cannabis regulations. The penalties included a $1.25 million fine, the revocation of 6 business permits, and the required sale of 8 additional licenses. CW Nevada was accused of failing to pay state taxes, running afoul of the state's inventory track and trace program, selling untested cannabis products, and employees hiding or destroying evidence and lying to regulators. The company has operated the Canopy dispensaries in Las Vegas, as well as grow operations and production facilities in other parts of Nevada. A court-appointed receiver took over CW Nevada in June to keep the company operational until its assets could be redistributed to creditors after several of its dispensaries were shuttered due to non-payment of taxes. In 2019, the company was ordered by an arbitration panel to pay $4.99 million for breach of contract and failure to pay for services provided.
And that was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. You can also keep up with Trichomes on all social media platforms and the Trichomes YouTube channel. For trichomes.com, I'm Allison Ben-Yehuda.
And I'm David Fortin. Take care.